Cranial nerve 3, 4, 6. Some important information. These all are contents of cavernous sinus. In cavernous sinus thrombosis, cranial nerve 3, 4, 6 can be compromised, leading to external ophthalmoplegia. All cranial nerves exit the brain ventrally. Trochlear nerve. Cranial nerve 4 has the longest intracranial course or intraarachnoid course. Abducens nerve has the longest intradural course. Course of abducens nerve. The nucleus of this nerve is in lower pons. However, this nerve emerges from pontomedullary junction in posterior cranial fossa. It punctures the dura mater quite earlier than other nerves. Then it runs within the dural space in the posterior cranial fossa. It runs on sylvus bone in posterior cranial fossa. Therefore, it has the longest intradural course. Then it runs in the Durello's canal. After this, it takes a short bend over the petrous part of temporal bone and finally becomes a content of cavernous sinus. In the cavernous sinus, it passes through the center alone. Other cranial nerves are present in lateral wall of sinus. In the cavernous sinus, abducens nerve run inferolaterally to internal carotid artery. It passes through superior orbital fissure within the ring of Zinn. Finally, it supplies lateral rectus muscle. However, we can again see the course of abducens nerve. Abducens nerve lies deep to the facial colliculus. Motor nucleus of facial nerve is also present in lower pons. It sends fibers towards the dorsal side. These fibers form a bend around abducens nerve. This is called internal genu of facial nerve. Then these fibers come ventral and exit from pontomedullary junction lateral to abducens nerve. Facial colliculus is formed because of internal genu of facial nerve. Some important information. Abducens nerve has the longest intradural course. Sylvus is formed by occipital bone inferiorly, body of sphenoid bone superiorly. Abducens nerve is not present in the lateral wall of cavernous sinus. It runs alone. Cranial nerve 3, 4, 5, 1, 5, 2 runs together in the lateral wall of cavernous sinus. Abducens nerve is prone to be damaged or involved first when there is raised intracranial tension. This is because it has longest intracranial course. It is a sharp bend over petrous temporal bone. It runs through the center of cavernous sinus, not the lateral wall of cavernous sinus. Facial colliculus is formed by axons of facial nerve when they form the internal genu while winding around the nucleus of abducens nerve. If there is a damage to the facial colliculus, the muscles of facial expression like risorius muscle are compromised. If the damage to the facial colliculus is deep enough, it can compromise the nuclei. It compromises the muscles of facial expression and lateral rectus muscle because of involvement of abducens nerve. Trigeminal nerve, cranial nerve 5. It is the thickest and largest cranial nerve. It is a mixed nerve. It has both sensory and motor components. Divisions of trigeminal nerve: ophthalmic nerve, maxillary nerve, mandibular nerve. 1, 2, 3. Pure sensory divisions. These are what are pure sensory divisions? Ophthalmic nerve and maxillary nerve. Mandibular nerve is mixed division. Ophthalmic nerve, it is a pure sensory nerve. It passes through the cavernous sinus. It gives 3 branches. It passes through the superior orbital fissure. Lacrimal nerve, frontal nerve, outside of ring of Zinn. Nasociliary nerve within the ring of Zinn. It supplies the skin of forehead till the upper eyelid. Ophthalmic nerve. It has 3 branches: lacrimal nerve, frontal nerve, nasociliary nerve. Lacrimal nerve and frontal nerve outside the ring of Zinn. Nasociliary nerve within the ring of Zinn. It supplies the skin of forehead till the upper eyelid.